All right, so I'm going to try to do these pretty quickly. So here's the first one that we need to prove. So we have statement, reason. I think most of you got this one done in class, but so basically I need to prove that this triangle here is congruent to this triangle here. Is that right? No. Yeah, that's right. AEC. Okay. So to do that, I'm going to prove that this triangle is congruent to that triangle, and if I can do that, then I can say the parts are congruent, and then things are going to kind of fall together. I want to point out that we do have parallel lines here, but I think that kind of, we don't use that, or we don't have to. So to prove this one congruent, I'm going to say I'm going to talk about this angle being congruent to that angle because of vertical angles. Angle AEB is congruent to angle DEC. I'm making a video. I'm just talking to myself. Because of vertical angles are congruent. Okay. And someone asked me yesterday, would they get points taken off if they just said vertical angles? Probably not. I don't think so. And then I can say that angle BAE is congruent to angle CDE. So this one and that one, because given, the mark was there. And then finally, I can say that side AB is congruent to side DC, and that was given. So now I can say that the two triangles are congruent. So triangle ABE is congruent to triangle ABE is congruent to DCE, and that's because of angle, side. Okay, so then because I have those congruent, now I can say that this is congruent to this. Is that going to help me here? How did we do this? Well, I'm going to definitely use that this angle is congruent to that angle. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to say, took me a second there. I confused myself for a second. That's congruent to that. So side BE is congruent to side CE because of corresponding parts congruent triangles are congruent, and that AE is congruent to DE for the same reason, and that angle BED is congruent to angle CEA because their vertical angles are congruent. So now I have, and I didn't do them in order, but I have side, angle, side. So I can say that triangle AEC is congruent to triangle DEB for side, angle, side. That's the first one. The second one, I made a mistake, and I did not label or name that central point, so I'm going to name it E. It should be named. If it's not named on the test, you gotta holler at me and let me know. Okay, so statement, reason. So now we're asked to show that this side is congruent to that side. So if I can prove that this triangle is congruent to that triangle, then I'll be able to say that for corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. And usually I have to show that this triangle here, I don't know, triangle 3 is congruent to triangle 4, and then that'll help me say all those different parts are congruent. Okay, so so let's start with showing these two triangles are congruent. So I'm going to say angle AEC is congruent to angle AEB, okay, because they are supplementary angles, okay, and then and there might be more that I could write there. I could say that this is 90 degrees and this is 90 degrees because it's a supplementary angle, and therefore they're congruent. I would let you probably get away with just this. Then I'm going to say that angle or side AE is congruent to AE for reflexive. And then AB is congruent to AC, and that's given. So then I can say that triangle AEB congruent to triangle AEC, because of it would be angle side side, but because it's a 90-degree angle, I'm allowed to say HL. Because angle side side only works for a hypotenuse leg. Okay, so now I know that. I can say that this is congruent to that. I have these angles I can say that are all 90 degrees, and then I can say that this is congruent to itself. Okay, so BE is congruent to CE. Corresponding parts congruent triangles are congruent. Angle BED is congruent to angle CED, and I'm being kind of generous here by allowing us just to say that those are supplementary angles. Let's do this. Let's say supplementary 90-degree angles. Okay, so we know that they're 90 degrees and that they're supplementary 90 degrees. Sometimes if you're sophisticated with your reason, you can have fewer steps in their statement. Okay, and then ED is congruent to ED, reflexive. Triangle, or yeah, triangle BED is congruent to triangle CED because of side angle side. And finally, BD is congruent to CD because of course when parts of congruent triangles are congruent. Number 3. Okay, we're supposed to prove that triangle ABC is isosceles. So if I can prove that this side is congruent to that side, then we can say that we have isosceles triangles. Okay, so and I'm guessing if I can prove that this triangle is congruent to that triangle, and then I can prove that this triangle is congruent to that triangle. So 1 is congruent to 2 and 3 is congruent to 4. Then I can say that this part is congruent to that part, and by angle or segment addition, those would be the same. Okay. So looking at 1 and 2, I can see that I can do side, side, side because I can say that this is congruent to itself. Okay. And oh, I know what I need to do. Let me see here. So I prove those triangles are congruent. Oh, then I can say that this angle is congruent to that angle. Oh, I'd have that angle. So if I actually can just prove that the big triangle is congruent, so I'd have this, I'd have a side.